Renault's new Austral family SUV is the latest example from the company of just how to use tech in a user-friendly manner in a vehicle without the distraction of overly complicated or confusing systems. Their intuitive infotainment system works incredibly well, with each spec within the range also delivering a decent amount of kit. Competition comes in the form of Kia's Sportage, Toyota's BZ4X, the Tonale, Kuga, Tucson and Subaru's Solterra. The Austral comes with just one powertrain in the lineup, and it's the hybrid 1.2 litre 3-cylinder turbocharged petrol engine with a 1.7 kWh battery. There's a long list of standard equipment, including front and rear parking sensors, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, a reversing camera, 19-inch alloys. There's a 12-inch digital instrument cluster, 12-inch portrait touchscreen, adaptive LED headlights, a simple head-up display, and the list goes on. The next models up start from the Techno Esprit Alpine and range-topping iconic Esprit Alpine, starting with 20-inch wheels, electrically adjustable and heated front seats, with those 5-star Euro NCAP safety features such as adaptive cruise control, lane steering assist and traffic sign recognition. The top spec iconic Esprit Alpine models come with upgraded Harman Kardon stereo, a 360-degree camera, wireless phone charging, panel roof and 4-control rear axle steering. The Austral has a relaxed driving style, which helps fuel efficiency. It doesn't feel as slow as its 0 to 100 km/h time of 8.4 seconds suggests. If you ask too much from it too quickly, there's a slight pause while it decides which powertrain to use. Yet, using the EV mode in the city reduces tiredness and stress with a pleasant set off from standstill. Low down torque is quite good too. The 4-control rear axle steering turns the rear wheels in the opposite directions, allowing for a very tight turning circle at low speeds. And the E-Tech 200 powertrain is capable of completing up to 80% of city driving on electric alone. You can adjust the levels of regenerative braking, and the highest level is quite strong with a slightly inconsistent pedal feel. The infotainment is accessed via a 9.3-inch head-up display, a 12.3-inch digital dash, and a 12-inch touchscreen using Google's OS. So there are multiple ways of accessing the services via either touchscreens, voice control, or buttons on the steering wheel. The interface is easy to read and it's got clear graphics. Whether you're using the 12-inch display in front of the driver or the 12-inch portrait touchscreen hung over the dashboard, the former deals with the speed, trip and autonomous safety tech, while the latter looks after everything else from infotainment to climate controls. Powering the large central screen is the hyped Qualcomm Snapdragon processor, which really makes it the slickest running infotainment system in a vehicle that, while it's not classed as a high-end luxury vehicle, the system certainly is. Its fast reaction times and sleekness are mirrored by the standard sat-nav mapping that's powered by the Google software. Navigation information can be shown on the central screen, and it can be mirrored on the driver's instrument binnacle too. The standard 8-speaker sound system is decent, but the upgraded 12-speaker Harman Kardon system fitted to the range-topping iconic Esprit Alpine is worth the extra outlay. The interior looks smart, with flashes of metallic look finishes, lots of piano black trim and a decent amount of soft touch plastic. To get those blue Esprit Alpine trims and stitching across the seats, you'll be looking at getting into the Techno Esprit Alpine and above. In terms of quality, it meets the class standards with hard plastics hidden lower down on the dashboards and the door cards. The driver gets a decent amount of space with pleasant driving position for taller adults. You get plenty of head, leg and shoulder room. Lumbar adjustment is standard across the range, and from the mid-range Techno Esprit Alpine upwards you get electric front seat adjustment. Chunky pillars may make it awkward for some to see out of the Austral when reversing, so it helps that it comes with rear cross traffic alert, which warns of approaching moving objects. Every Austral also comes with front and rear parking sensors for those last spots left in the car park that no one else is brave enough to consider. The Austral has loads of storage cubbies, from the door bins to the large glove box and the space under the front armrest. All versions of the Austral come with a sliding rear bench, so either boot space at 555 litres or knee room can be adjusted. The seats split 60-40 and can move independently of each other, as well as having the ISOFIX points for kids' seats. The release handles for the seats are just inside the boot to make life easier, but they're a little bit sticky. Although sometimes having the release on the shoulder of the seat is handy when you want to secure items in the boot without anyone seeing you actually open the boot. The other downside is that the boot loading height is quite high, and it'll be a real hindrance for dog owners wishing to put their pet in the boot of the Austral. And when the subwoofer is optioned in top spec models, it takes up most of the underfloor storage. While the light steering makes the Austral adept at parking in tight spaces, it lacks heft when cornering on the move. The large 20-inch wheels can be fidgety at low speed, but they hold the road nicely with decent grip, and there's not much wind noise unless you're on the motorway for extended periods of time. While it may have a possible range of over 1,000 kilometers from its petrol tank, the best way to get through congested traffic in the city is via the use of the car's electric power, and it does this quite well. It makes dreary commutes less stressful. Even as a hybrid, when the petrol engine kicks in to recharge the battery, it still has that gruff engine note that PHEVs are known for, but it doesn't last too long unless you're constantly putting pressure on the accelerator. It's plain to see that Renault have put a huge amount of effort into the interior of the Austral. With excellent fuel economy, low emissions, the Austral should be a very cost-effective car to run. While its brilliance lies in the city, taking longer motorway journeys can take its toll on that 1.2 litre 3-cylinder engine, especially when fully loaded.